How to write an effective business plan. What is a business plan? A business plan is a written document that describes how your business makes money and how it operates on a day-to-day basis. It's a must-have for all companies, from a startup to a mature company. While there's no standard format, most business plans cover four main topics: company profile, sales and marketing, operations, and financial information. I will get into each of these in a bit. I will also share a free business plan template and walk you through it step by step. Finally, I will discuss the most common mistakes when writing a business plan and give you tips on how to avoid them. Let's get started. When do you need a business plan? The short answer is all businesses should have a business plan at all times. You have great ideas, but they're all in your head? Writing them down gives you clarity and a sense of direction. But there are situations when having a business plan is absolutely essential. Here are some of them. When you're starting a business, when you're launching a new product or entering a new market, or when you're looking for financing or pitching to investors, or you plan on selling your business, for example. Think of your business plan like your company's CV. It has to stand out and it has to be up to date. And to be effective, when you write it, just like a CV, you need to tailor it to your audience. Let's say you're looking for financing. Lenders are your target audience. These people love numbers. This is why your business plan should focus on numbers and financial indicators. On the other hand, if you are using your business plan to sell your company, your target audience will be potential buyers. Your plan should highlight your previous performance and also your growth potential, as well as your market position, brand reputation, and customer loyalty. The good news is that there are many templates out there, so you're not starting from scratch. At the BDC, we put together a full kit that's 100% free and easy to use. You have a business plan template, an already written business plan example, as well as articles and tips. I strongly recommend using a template to make sure that you address all the required issues and you are not forgetting important details. You can also download a financial plan as part of the same kit, which is basically all your numbers in a separate document: your sales, your income statements, your cash flow position. Having a separate document for your numbers is particularly useful for more established companies that have been in business for several years or for larger businesses. It is also a must if you are shopping for a loan. But you can also have your financial information in the same document as the rest of your business plan. What matters is the quality of the information, not the way you present it. Writing a business plan, a step-by-step guide. As I already mentioned, business plans cover four key areas: company profile, sales and marketing, operations, financial information. I will show you step by step what information to include in each section. Company profile. In this section, you provide an overview of your business to establish your credibility. Briefly describe what your company does and where it is located. Product and services. Describe your product or service in detail. List its unique features and its cost. Don't just say we're a tutoring service and we charge $50 an hour. Rather say, do you offer in-class sections, or how many kids in each class? Or is it online? Do you have a curriculum? Value proposition. Clearly and convincingly explain your value proposition. This is a simple statement explaining how your business meets the needs of customers and keeps them coming back. Again, you need to be specific, using numbers and percentages. Here's an example. Our efficient heat pump system helped thousands of Canadians reduce their bills and contribute to a greener future. By using our product, our customers can reduce their energy costs by up to 50%. That's the kind of messaging you want to capture in your value proposition. People. This is where you're describing the education, skills, training, and experience that you and your team bring to the business. This is super important to establish your credibility. Focus on key employees and include any relevant information. If your training lead is an instructor at a local college, that's super relevant. Company history. Describe your company's development stage. Estimate the time, effort, and resources invested so far. You should really get detailed about what you've accomplished to date. People often don't put enough hard numbers here. Mission statement, vision statement, and corporate values. Present your company's mission statement, vision statement, and values. This will provide you an overview of what you do, where you hope to go, and the principles that guide you. Business objectives. Briefly describe the company's measurable short and medium term objective, specifically when you plan to reach them. For example, $50,000 in sales by July 31st or website launched by October 6th. Project. If you are seeking funding for a specific project, add a section describing the project and your funding needs. Explain how your project will be carried out. Market research. This is an important section. You should contain a lot of data in here. Describe your market, your sector, the competition and trends. To inspire confidence, you should include the following. Market overview. Describe how the market works. List the companies operating in it. Identify the gaps you are filling. Explain the main challenges you face. Focus on the accessibility opportunities in the market rather than presenting general statistics. Target market. Give a detailed description of your customers. Be specific. Don't just say my product is good for customers 18 to 65 years of age. Say, for example, our company serves customers in urban or rural Ontario with household incomes over $100,000 who look to build or remodel their homes with high-end doors and windows. Competition. Identify 3 to 5 competing companies you admire that serve the same market. Sure, it's good to be ambitious and compare yourself with large established players, but let's be realistic and choose companies that would be getting your customers' money if you weren't around. Explain how your business can be more successful or do things differently. Now that you've done your company's profile, let's move to the next big section in your business plan: sales and marketing. Sales and marketing. In this section, you need to describe what you are doing to generate sales. A lot of entrepreneurs gloss over the marketing and sales part of the business plan because they don't know what to put here. But I can't stress how important this is. This is how you demonstrate how you're making money. List your primary and secondary customers and how much each business you do with each. Make sure that you have a well-diverse customer base. Relying on only 1 or 2 customers is one of the riskiest things for a company. Next, talk about suppliers. Include addresses, payment terms, and product or services offered. If you are dependent on a supplier to run your business successfully, identify it here. Your advertising strategy. Explain how you plan on reaching your customers. Next up, pricing strategy. List your pricing and explain how you set them. Compare them with what the competition is charging. Determine your positioning. Are you charging a bargain price, a normal price, industry price, or a premium price? And finally, the last block in your sales and marketing section is where your sales forecasts are. It is really important to explain the numbers in this section. Don't just assume that your product is so good and that it's going to sell itself. That's just not good enough. Here's a scenario. You've achieved on average 50 sales per month over the past 6 months, and you already have 35 prepaid orders for September. It is totally achievable to say that you project you will make 50 sales in September. If you barely have started and you have no previous sales to put forward, you need to come up with a solid market research to include here. Operations. This is where you show how your business works every day. Describe your business location and explain why it works for you. If you operate from your home, you just say so and explain why your location is appropriate for your business model. If you have a restaurant, provide more details such as the layout, the square footage, a description of the neighborhood, parking, visibility on the street, number of tables, and even photos. Assets and production. List your assets, including equipment, machinery, real estate, and key technologies. Explain the various parts of your production process. If you are a freelancer, outline how you make quotes, process, or your work methods. But if you are a manufacturer, explain all the stages of production, from materials to manufacturing to shipping. Talk about costs and processing time. If you work with international suppliers, identify any issues with trade agreements as well as cross-border issues. Human resources and organizational structure. Give information about the number of staff members and contract workers. Include the organizational chart with roles and responsibilities, your recruitment process, and the pay cycle. Risk assessment. Identify risks in any of the company's operations and describe the contingency plan in place to deal with them. Financial information. Last but not least, cash flow forecasts for the foundation of your business plan. Many lenders and investors won't even bother with your company's business plan if you haven't made financial projections. Rule of thumb, remember to be transparent and make realistic forecasts. Present your cash flow forecast on a monthly basis in a spreadsheet. Don't forget to include your startup costs if you are just in the starting of your business. If your business already exists, don't forget to include your full financial statements, your balance sheet, income statement, statement of cash flow, and your statement of retained earnings. As I said earlier, your financial information could be a separate document or it could be included in the business plan. What's important is that you have well-detailed and reliable numbers. The real story happens in the financials. In the written part, every section mainly serves to explain and justify those numbers. It's also not a bad idea to start with the numbers and then complete the written part. Do whatever is easier for you. Okay, we made it. Take a deep breath. Now, a few common questions I get from business owners. How long should a business plan be? There is no standard length for a business plan. I've seen many great business plans with just a few paragraphs, bullet points for each item, and a few charts. I've also seen 100-page plans that were completely ineffective because they were all show and no substance. It's more about quality than quantity. Should I include an executive summary? Many business plan templates provide a general overview called executive summary. There are many opinions here, but I like it, especially for longer business plans. If you decide to include a summary, write it after the rest of the plan is finished. What are the most common mistakes when writing a business plan? I've seen hundreds of business plans, some excellent, some not so good. Here are some of the most common mistakes. Lack of clarity and focus. The document is poorly structured or it lacks some basic information like how is the company making money? Unrealistic financial projections, such as overestimating revenues and underestimating costs. Investors, bankers, and shareholders expect attractive return and want to see ambitious goals. But they also want to ensure that you will be able to repay them and that you will spend money wisely. So don't oversell it. Underestimating risks. This is a bad one. It can totally underestimate your credibility. Make realistic assumptions about your sales and forecasts. Hiding your financial difficulties. Never do that. Always present your real financial situation. Too vague. You want to avoid vague, fluffy stuff. Tell them the way it is. Your plan needs to be specific and thorough. Too much detail. This is the other extreme. When you are overwhelming your reader with too much detail, or worse, too much jargon, keep it simple and use plain language that anyone could understand. Business plan versus a strategic plan. What's the difference? This is a common mix-up. What you'll need to remember is that a company should have both. A business plan describes how a business operates on a daily basis. It often designed for external audience to support a loan or investment application. A strategic plan is a document that defines a plan for your company's future and what you need to do to get there. The intended audience for a strategic plan is usually your team. Check out this video where we tell you everything you need to know about a super effective strategic plan. I hope you found this useful. Drop a comment below and let us know how your business plan is coming along. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.